Hey guys, what's going on? Cody here with some Domination on launch. I wanted to do something a little different, some different game type and different class setups. I don't normally play a whole lot of Domination. I did on Modern Warfare 2, but not so much on Black Ops. So just kind of bear with me. I'm not the best at it. We're going to start here with an aerial view from our spawn point. You can see the enemy spawn point up top in red, and there are the domination points. And for the majority of the match, my team will maintain C and B, although there are times when we'll hold different points, such as A, and I'll explain why and when you should do this as the match progresses. Okay, so we're just going to get right into it. Starting off, I'm going to be using the M14 with a Flak Jacket Pro, Sleight of Hand Pro, and Ninja Pro. And other than the weapon, the only other difference in this class setup is the fact that I am using the motion sensor rather than the Claymore. And the reason I do this is once we obtain our first objective, I'll put the motion sensor close to the objective, and then I can move closer to B and kind of defend that position. And at the same time, with my motion sensor in hand, I can kind of keep a third eye on the C point. All right, so right off the bat, the enemy does take B down, and B is always an important objective to get in Domination because it's directly in the center of the map, and it's a very desirable position, the most desirable position, I should say, because it is between the typically it's between the A and C points, and when you manage to maintain B, it kind of keeps you within close proximity of whichever other domination point you might have, be it C or A. But and you'll hear a lot of commentators kind of preach the importance of maintaining B, and most of them will go straight to B and kind of try to hold it down right off the bat. But I also like to kind of stress the importance of actually holding down your preliminary objective point, which in our case that is C, because while B is very, very important, you're not going to be able to win the match with just that objective alone. So you kind of really have to keep your eye on both at the same time, and hence which is why I use my motion sensor. Alright, we did lose C here, so I'm just gonna stay in the area. If you're really very vulnerable to enemy teams, especially grenade spams while you're capturing. So you really got to stay on your toes, and also Flak Jacket does help a lot, which is one reason why I like to use it a lot. Because you'll get a lot of Simtex and grenades flying at you because the enemy is alerted every time that you try to capture an objective that they already have. And you see when I move, typically you always hear me preach about moving around the perimeter, avoiding the middle of the map because of the sight lines. This is one of the few maps that you'll actually hear me tell you that moving through the center to access the enemy spawn is actually a better and safer route. If you're going from this side of the spawn where I'm at now, if you're on the right side, it's one of the more high confrontational areas of the map. Quite a lot of action takes place, a lot of grenade spam, and a lot of gunfights will take place right where I'm at here. And it's generally not a very safe area of the map, so I try to avoid that altogether. And the right side, where I'm facing there, underneath the where I'm jumping down here, right here, is can be a very high confrontational area, and even when it's not, it's still very dangerous because it's once you get down these lower areas, you can't really you don't really have a good side advantage. The enemy actually has an advantage over you with a higher elevation. So I kind of try to avoid that area because you really put yourself at a disadvantage when you go down inside there and you really can't see much. So the middle area, however, is there's actually a lot of cover, and there's usually not a whole lot of traffic. You'll see right here, I can usually just move right through and not really have any troubles there. And these the structure that I'm actually standing behind is an excellent place to capture B from. Usually I'll stand behind there and wait for it to finish capturing. Although you do, have to watch out for grenade spams. There are quite a lot of grenades that are thrown into the area there, which is another reason why I stress that I really recommend that you use the flak jacket perk. Jumping down here is you'll see me. You've seen me do it several times, and in my opinion, it's the best way to actually access that area rather than running straight down into it. You get a usually a better visual of what's going on around the B site with a little risk to you. Although you do kind of have to watch out. Usually before I jump down, I usually peek my head over and kind of look down the side before I jump down, because sometimes there are people who will be looking up at that point. Always make sure you shoot your claymores. You don't want to just leave them hanging there for your teammates to die on. And right here, I changed my class because there was a helicopter, but as soon as I changed my class, one of my teammates took it down. But this class setup is the Galil with dual mags. No, I also forgot to mention that on the M14 I was using grip, which greatly improves the accuracy. And on this class, it's Flak Jacket Pro, Sleight of Hand Pro, and Marathon. This is more of an offensive class, while the one with the M14 was a defensive class. I wasn't looking to do too many spawn rushes. Although this one's more equipped for it, with the Marathon perk, I can kind of rush from objective point to objective point a little easier. And the automatic weapon does help a lot. All right, here we I'm kind of making a rush to the spawn, try to create a little chaos, and it does help a lot that my teammate calls in their Blackbird. So more or less, we're just kind of running over them. As far as the actual objective itself, we're not really in a huge lead. So anytime you're not in a huge lead, and even when holding 2 objective points, that's when it's usually a good idea to kind of create as much chaos as you can. You want to get as many kills as you can, because the more kills that you actually get, that's just that many. I can't talk. The more kills that you get, that's the fewer enemies that are actually going to be out there capturing objectives and causing you to lose. You'll see here, I try to be really cautious about, over here on this side. Like I said, it is a high competition. You always got to watch out for that building. Anytime you're on that side, you always want to keep your eye on that building there, and the one that's actually right behind me. And I throw a smoke, kind of push myself toward the spawn. Keep an eye on the flag. It's the enemy spawn is usually around the objectives that they hold. And I want to try to make an attempt at a spawn trap, more or less. But it doesn't happen for me. It really doesn't happen for most of the match. As far as kills go, it wasn't the best game. But I did manage to have 4 good captures and 4 defends. And really, that's what an objective game's all about. It's not about the kills. If I want to go for kills and get a high kill death ratio, then I'm going to play team deathmatch or free for all, something like that, something kill based. All right, so at this point in time, we're kind of in the lead, and the game's really closing toward an end as far as the score is concerned. So we're really focusing highly on keeping the enemy from capturing any more objective points via kills, and just kind of defending the sites that we have at the same time. You'll see me kind of run back and forth and kind of make my rounds around the map. With the M14, I was more likely to hang around our objective points because, for one, the class setup I had was just pretty much purely defensive only. The M14 is a single fire weapon, and I'm not really looking to get engaged in any close quarter battles with that. So a good example of how your weapon will, with the weapon you choose and on what map you have, will really affect the gameplay that you choose to go with. Alright, so that was the score, 200 to 154. Not a great game, but hopefully you learned a little something from it. If you have any questions or anything like that, be sure to ask them in the comments below, and I do hope you guys enjoy it. And if you like the video, be sure and rate and subscribe for the latest from my channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.